Alright, welcome back to another video on the three-phase inverter power supply thing that I'm making. So I've got the power supply, the signal board, and the three-phase inverter board. It's not really an inverter. It's not designed to power big objects. It's designed to run test gear or test gear. That's what it's for. That's what I'm building it for. So it's like a Doble or an Omicron secondary injection set. All right, so that's what I'm building. So I'll give you a quick look at the board. Power supply. What it does is I take a DC in. It's a voltage isolator, DC isolator, whatever it's called, and then that comes back out and powers the whole board. Now, that's the signal. That's the Wayne Bridge oscillator, I think it's called. Adjust the frequency by adjusting these two knobs. That's the amplitude adjustment for what comes out of the signal generator. Then I've got the phase shifting circuits over this side. So what actually happens is this is 0, 120, minus 120. And then what actually happens is it comes through, and then I've got these three. So these three create the voltages. These three create the currents, the current channels. Alright. So what I'm going to do is put pots on these sections here. And that's going to change the phase angle, because that changes. That's like these bad boys. Alright, then I've got. So when I adjust it, I can only do 0 to 180 degrees. So what happens is it comes in and goes through the op amp again, and then when I can do 180 to 360 degrees. So that's the board. I do have a problem, and I think it's due to the way I've done this. So if I look at this, I've got this crap here that's happening to my signal. If I run it off a battery, I don't get it. So if I run off, so what actually I've got is I've got these 3 pins here. Now that's power pins. Now, if I put a battery on here and it sort of just comes into the secondary side of this, I get nice clean waves. Beautiful, 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 beautiful clean waves. I come through the voltage isolator thing, I get this. So I've tried it off a couple of different DC sources, and I get that. I'm about to try it off a 9-volt battery to see what I get with that, but I'm suspecting I'm going to get the same crap again. So if you know how to fix this, could you leave it in the comments for me, please? I'm personally thinking maybe I need to like create like a rectifying circuit again. So like that's the rectifier basically, and then I've got to add a little capacitor or something to clean it up a bit. Just my thought. I actually have no idea. Alright, so this doesn't really stop me, because it should, well, it does, but it doesn't really stop me from doing the next stage, and I might have to come back to fix this. So the next stage is so the next stage is getting the outputs to the power amplifiers, and testing those circuits, which I've done before in the past. I've still got the output stage anyway built, so I can easily get that going. All right. So once I fix all this little problem thing, I'll come back next week and I'll show you it creating power. All right, I'm back. Okay, so I've got it powered off a battery, but through the isolating thing, and it's clean as a whistle. So I'm not sure, because ideally I'd like it to run off two things. Ideally I'd like this thing to run off a battery, so I could take it out to a switch yard, stick it on the ground, hook it up to like a Milwaukee battery or something, and yeah, but and then also work like on my desk off a PowerPoint where I don't want to use the battery, or I want to leave it running for some time. Interesting. Interesting.